Hey, everyone. It's Terrifier Stories here. It was supposed to be a weekend getaway, a chance for 5 friends to reconnect with nature and each other. They had heard whispers about Black Hollow Forest, tales of missing hikers and strange phenomena, but dismissed them as local superstition. After all, how dangerous could a forest really be? As soon as they crossed the tree line, however, things felt wrong. The air grew heavier, carrying a faint metallic tang. Birdsongs were absent, replaced by an unsettling silence broken only by the occasional creak of branches swaying without wind. And then there were the trees themselves, towering sentinels with twisted roots clawing at the earth like bony fingers. Their GPS units failed almost immediately, spinning wildly before going dark. Probably just interference, Matt, the group's self-proclaimed outdoorsman, muttered nervously. But deep down, they all knew better. By mid-afternoon, the group realized they were lost. Every path they followed seemed to shift behind them, closing off exits or opening new ones that led further inward. It wasn't long before they stumbled upon the first carving. Etched into the trunk of an ancient oak was a crude depiction of Sarah, one of the hikers. Her wide eyes stared back at her from the wood, frozen in a scream she hadn't yet made. Beside it was another face, this one belonging to Jake, his expression contorted in agony. "What the hell is this?" Jake demanded, running his hand over the grooves. The wood was warm to the touch, almost alive. More carvings appeared as they pressed onward, each more detailed than the last. Some showed scenes of their lives, birthdays, arguments, moments they thought no one else remembered. Others depicted horrors yet to come, bodies sprawled beneath the canopy, faces distorted beyond recognition. "This forest knows us," whispered Emily, clutching her jacket tighter around herself. "It's been waiting." Night fell swiftly, cloaking the forest in impenetrable darkness. The group set up camp, lighting a fire to ward off both the cold and the creeping dread. At first, the flames provided some comfort, but not for long. Footsteps echoed through the trees, heavy and deliberate, though no one could see anyone approaching. Then came the whispers, soft voices speaking in languages none of them recognized, mingling with fragments of their own thoughts. Names. Secrets. Regrets. And then they saw them. At the edge of the firelight stood figures, humanoid but horribly wrong. Their skin hung in tattered strips, revealing bone beneath. One had Sarah's curly hair, though half her face was missing. Another bore Jake's lanky frame, his chest cavity gaping open like a second mouth. Each mirrored someone in the group, decayed and mutilated, their empty eye sockets fixed accusingly on their living counterparts. "Who are you?" Matt shouted, his voice cracking. The figures didn't answer. Instead, they stepped closer, their movements jerky and unnatural. Panicked, the group scattered, abandoning their supplies and plunging deeper into the forest. Separated and disoriented, the hikers began experiencing visions tailored to their worst fears. For Sarah, it was her abusive ex-boyfriend, emerging from the shadows with a knife. For Jake, it was the guilt of a hit-and-run accident he'd kept hidden for years. Emily found herself trapped in a house fire, reliving the trauma of losing her family. Even Matt, ever the skeptic, couldn't escape the horrors conjured by the forest. He was forced to confront the memory of accidentally killing his little brother during a reckless childhood stunt. Each nightmare played out again and again, looping endlessly as the forest fed on their terror. The more they screamed, the stronger the forest became, its roots writhing beneath the soil, its branches reaching hungrily toward the sky. When the survivors finally reunited, they were hollow shells of their former selves. Exhaustion weighed heavily on their bodies, and madness gleamed in their eyes. They tried retracing their steps, but the forest refused to let them leave. Every attempt to escape only brought them back to the same clearing, where fresh carvings awaited, depicting their deaths in excruciating detail. Weeks later, search parties combed the area, finding nothing but abandoned gear and cryptic symbols carved into the trees. No trace of the hikers remained, except for one final carving, discovered near the forest's edge. It showed 5 figures standing together, their faces blank and featureless, surrounded by words scrawled in jagged letters. The forest remembers. Black Hollow claimed another group of souls, feeding on their memories until they were nothing more than echoes in the endless night. If you enjoyed this bone-chilling story, smash that like button, subscribe for more Terrifier stories, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload.